Good morning, good morning. So, I am a little bit late today with my pre-market, but I want to make sure I get it completed before I leave into work. So, starting out with Forex Factory, very straightforward. We are in the 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock right now, and just kind of coming down for the rest of today. We see that we have nothing but yellow folders. And then going into tomorrow as well, before the 5 a.m. area, we have mostly yellow folders with this one orange folder here. So between today and tomorrow, there's not much. Um, there's not much big news that is happening as of right now, so we don't have to worry too much about like crazy spikes, crazy movements in the regards of news events. So that's one thing just kind of keep in mind. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. And then, so kind of coming into here, we're already done with the news. Not something too crazy. Just kind of quick glance over it, and then just kind of coming into right now. So this is the DXY. So remember how I mentioned how we're gonna pull back up, we're gonna pull down, we're gonna make a nice pullback within around this 61% area, and then a possible drop. We are now setting up for that drop. As we can see, we have a tweezer or a bearish engulfing off of this top side, and depending on how this candlestick ends today, this will determine if price will then continue to drop. We could get a possible like lower high right off of a 4 hour and to continue that drop, but there's no guarantee in that sense. It could just significantly drop, but right now we do have that bearish potential, um, but we would have to have like multiple confluences in order to show us that we are truly ready to drop down further. So DXY is looking pretty good with that setup. Now we're just gonna go straight into a handful of these pairs. I didn't see too many setups as of right now, uh, because some of them already play it out. So if we come over to gold as of this moment, let's check out the daily time frame. So gold did pretty much exactly what I was anticipating last night, which is really nice because I actually passed my prop from account because of this nice move. So price ended up gapping at the open. As you can see, it had this nice gap in this general area right here, and then it just shot all the way up to our take profit zones. So that stuff was crazy. Now price could continue a little bit higher before retracing, but I do believe, based upon the 4 hour, we are starting to slow down on momentum. So we could be starting to set up for a sell opportunity. I'm not selling per se, but I'm just mentioning as we could start selling down. Oh, excuse me. And then once we start selling down, we start getting a higher low. Once we get a higher low, then we start pushing back up to the upside. So at this very moment, this Fibonacci is pretty much done. So let me delete that one, and I'm gonna add a new one. So we have Fibonacci A, B, and then we would be waiting for C, which is about the 50% right here, which also lines up with a previous resistance turning support right around here. So for all of those reasons, I would be anticipating this gap to be filled right here. I know I can't really pinpoint on it, but well, this is already done, so I could delete that. So with this gap right here that hasn't been filled as of yet, I'm thinking price will then come all the way back, fill this gap, right? It could come down a little bit further to that 61 and then pull all the way back up. So we'll see how price acts, and this will be a very nice play. Other than that, we have silver. Silver is acting very much the same to gold. So silver dropping or going to a daily candle. Daily candle, we are now at a double top, as you can see, we have this touch point and this touch point. We are breaking out of this double top just slightly. This Fibonacci is a nice play. We're getting very close to this negative 27 as of right now. Dropping to a 4-hour, just kind of look at how price has been acting. Price came all the way back. I missed this opportunity for an entry, which is perfectly fine, because we ended up passing our prop firm account even without getting into this move. Cool. It would have been nice to pass it a little bit sooner. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Not every single time that we have to catch a move. It's just unfortunate that we didn't, but it's perfectly fine. So kind of going into here, 4-hour looked very nice with a bullish trend kind of forming. So I'm anticipating, just like gold, a pullback of some sort. As of right now, we can have this new Fibonacci zone, which is kind of right here, and then we can see how price wants to pull back and then continue. If price continues to break this high a little bit further before coming back down, that's perfectly fine as well. So therefore, there is no technical lower highs that has been formed on the 4-hour. So for that reason, price could make it snap back all the way to the 5061, which if it pulled all the way back to the 61, that will then line up to this zone right here, which is my support resistance zone. I did have this one, but this one already bounced right here, so that one was very nice. So now I'm anticipating that this one will bounce, so that would be a really great opportunity for price to pull all the way down here, give a bounce in this general area before heading up. So that's what I'm thinking on silver as of right now. UJ is indecisive right now. UJ was starting to break out of this high, but then gave a pullback off of this 4-hour, and now it's slowly just trying to trickle around. So it's just kind of plateauing a little bit with a higher highs that is forming, but double tops and so forth forming up here. So we'll see how price action wants to aim for this. But if we looked at 4-hour and added this support resistance zone right here, this could be a nice area of interest for another buy opportunity. So if price came to the 157 area and then rejected, that would be a very nice level to get in. And then you could also think of a Fibonacci right here. That would be the 50-61% area. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm interested in. Somewhere within this zone, possibly a bounce off of, there we go. I don't know why I did all that, but a bounce here. So there you go. And then it could bounce nicely off of this trend line as well. So that would be a really good opportunity there. That's pretty much goes into UJ. So lots of opportunities this week. GU off of a daily, we have been making this pull back up ever since the open. Now I was anticipating, and I already added this green light from the other day, I was anticipating a continuation coming up before price decided to give a reason to become bearish. So right here we are pretty much at our green light area. So now that we're here, I am looking for what opportunities there are for price to become bearish in order to look for a sell. So as of right now, we can see that we are starting to wick. So 1 wick, 2 wick, right? So we are starting to wick. Doesn't mean that to sell as of right now. Once the price momentum starts to shift back down, that's whenever we can start looking for an opportunity in order to actually sell. As of right now, we would need momentum to slow down, pause, and then shift back to the downside. But this is the area that I am looking in order to try to add in a sell order. And if I was going to sell, I would be aiming for this midpoint area or as low as this area right here at 1.322 area. So those will both be great take profit zones. Um, Kind of going into US 30, there's not really much here. So just looking at a daily time frame, US 30 we broke the high, right? We broke this previous highs. It gave a higher low, and I'm anticipating a continuation to the upside, but we could get a secondary bounce here and then a pullback all the way to the 6150 area before having a breakout, because price came down, tapped the 50 right there, but it didn't come down significantly enough, in my opinion, in order for it to continue, harshly, you know, in the up direction. So we'll see how US 30 goes with that. Um, S&P 500. S&P 500 right here. Let's see. Let's go to a daily time frame. We are barely trickling up, so we're not really building that much momentum to the upside. For that reason, I just haven't really got into a position because I really didn't like any of the opportunities that presented itself as of right now. So I'm just watching the pair, seeing how it does. There's not much continuation to the upside, right? A little bit of a break, a little bit of a break, a little bit of a break. So it has bullish momentum. It's just no follow through as of right now. So for that reason, I am not trading it. So once we get a little bit more follow through, then at that point we will look for some opportunities. Now I will say, whenever price comes down and finds a area that it wants to reject, there's a lot of momentum there. It's just not much follow through to the break of the highs. So that's pretty much all I got on the S&P 500. And last but not least, just looking at the NASDAQ is going to be very similar to the S&P 500, except for this one specifically is in this consolidation zone. So we came down, came up, came down, up, right? And we're starting to break out. So once we finally break out of this consolidation zone, then at that point we could see a nice high, then a nice pullback, and then a continuation breaking out of this overall consolidation. So I would be looking to try to enter off of not to get to this high, but this pullback to get to the overall high. So that is what I would be waiting for as of right now. So that's probably going to be another couple days or another week or so. So I'm not looking to trade off of NQ as of right now. And then beyond that, that's pretty much everything I have as of this time. Just waiting for some pullbacks to occur, and then a shift in momentum in order to try to get some entries. Alright guys, y'all take it easy.